Good morning. In this video, I will start solving a midterm that we have a couple of weeks ago, and that's basically it. So that's the midterm that we have at Ajman University, and it's really a plan, a ground floor plan, and we can have a look or a quick look at the plan, and we notice that it's have a grid and with no columns in it. So basically we start up with doing those grids and make sure that the correct dimension and distances between them, and then we offset the walls, which is basically 200 mil has been shown here, the thickness. After that we can go inside and make the partitions, or we go outside and then we do the walkway and the vents. Let's see how we can do that. The first step actually is to start by making those grids. So I'll go back to AutoCAD. I fixed the units to millimeters, so now we need the layers. So I'll make grids. Load the line type. And again, its sound or the length of that. Let's try to know how long it is quickly. Nothing here on the outside. Anyway, it's around 1.5 to that 3, that's 5, that's 6, that's 8, that's 12, 16, and then 7, 23. It's just like roughly going to calculate from here. Let's say 35. And when I have a look at the down part of the questions, we have 10 layers, and we have a grid layer. Yeah, we have axis. It's okay, same thing. So let's do it. So a line, we need of 8 or ortho, and it's 35 meter, 35,000 millimeters. As you can see, the line type is not really clear. Now we can see it good, and we need bubbles, of course. Some text. The usual mistake, 25, oops. Selecting this, I write 25 and I didn't hit enter. Typical mistake. Still small. Can use the scale command. M.Sc twice, another twice. Some people place the grid text. I used just a regeneration command because it was preventing me from zooming out, so RE for regeneration. Some people actually keep the text that goes inside the circle for the grids within the same layer of the grid. So you can make it in the same text layer, that's the same. I'll keep it in the grid actually, it might make more sense. Before I start copying, it's 3,200 and then 4,200, 4,200. So I can just copy those guys. So that's an A. Let's see. For some reason, I feel that I'm doing something wrong. This shouldn't be A, isn't it? Okay. That's crazy. A, B, C should go that way anyway. I'll remove that. Now D. Okay. 2,600. Okay. 2,700. 600, 700, and then 1,500. Continuing this, it's E and F and G. Great. So now I'm gonna copy those guys and just place them down. Now, before I go, I'll create a new layer and I'll call it dimension. Make it yellow probably. And it's continuous layer. I'll make it current for now. And simply I'll go DLI Z space to make it slightly bigger. Not yet. Maybe 50. And then DCO to make the chain. You must actually, after you finish placing your grid, before you jump and go ahead, check those numbers. So it's 3,200, 4,200, 4,200, 2.6, 2.7, 1.5. So 2.6, that's right. Because if you did any mistake in here, you can fix it easily by, by adding this dimension and comparing it, and easily you can just move that and the grid and move it to the left or right to make it correct. But if you build the wall and then the opening, it will be a much harder job to be done. So my advice to fix this and add a dimension, and then fix it before you go ahead and change everything else. So now the horizontal things. And again, it's 1,500. And then 2,200, 2,000, and then 3,200. 2,600. 4,600, and finally 4,000. Now I'll copy those, and then I'll activate the layer command again, picking up dimension as the current layer, or setting the dimension as the current. Now we see that we need to check that these axes are placed correctly, so 1500, okay, 2000, 3200, 2.6, 4.6, and eventually 4000. Great. So now that's been done, we are in a good shape now. So now we need to go ahead and we start doing the walls, and it's basically 200 thick for all. So it would be 100 to the left, 100 to the right offset. Or I can just simply have a polyline instead. And let me see if I can do that. I think I can easily. Yes, it is, except in here. This guy, okay, so I have to go corner. Great, and that, and then this. Yep, I'll go to polyline. So I'll try something else now. So I'm not going to offset to the left and to the right that I did in the quiz 3. So let's go with a polyline this time. So I'll zoom out. That's good. Yep. And I'll create a layer and I name it walls. And let me check what type of, it should be yellow anyway, 0.35, and the dimension should be blue for some reason. Okay, so the dimension should be blue. I'll make blue anyway, and the axis or the grid should be green. Okay, just following the color code, and anything, it's 0.05 as a thickness, 0.05 for the grid. For the dimension, it's the default. For the walls, where are they? Here, yellow and 0.35. That's yellow, that's 0.35. And now did I make it current? Yes. So now we have to go and carefully, have a polyline command and know where we start and we goes per intersection. So it's A3, B3, and then B1. Okay. And then C1, and then one step down, then D1, and then E1, and then we go up and then to the G, and we're assuming that this is a continuous as usual, so that's the 5. One step down, and then we go down up to 7 and then 8, so up to 7 and then we go to 8, and then we go back 2 lines, 1, 2, and then we go up to 7 again. Okay, and then we have here this distance, only one grid, and then arc, A space, pick it up maybe, nope, doesn't go that way, so yep. I'll just assume it's line in this case. Coming back to it, back to 7. Okay, now I made a mistake. I should go to 6 and do that, so undo, undo, so back to 6, and then 1, 2, and then go down to 7, and then back to, I think, B. That's my B, yeah. And then I go back all the way to 5, and then I'll close that. So this is basically my polyline again. That's been done. I can easily now offset it. So let's see how much we need in here. So let's go ahead and offset. I think it's easier. So offset 100 above and 100 below. Get rid of that. Great. So now line type scale. That's maybe 200. No, maybe 50 better. Yep. Yeah, that's much better. They were really painful. Now, a corner by corner. So if I zoom in now, it's okay. Now, on this side, it's curved 1500 to the inside. Beautiful. So fillet radius 1500 inside, which means it should be fillet radius 1700 to the outside to keep the thickness of the wall 200, and then it's all okay. Now to the inside is 1300. Beautiful. So fillet radius 1300 inside, and then another fillet for radius 1500. That's been done. Now here at the corner it's again 1500, and again of course it should be 1500 even if it's not been written in here. So I'll go ahead and do that. So it's a 1500 by 1500, which is technically should be we should have done that in the different way anyway. So I'll go a line from here and I'll go up 1500, and then I cut it like that. Let's see how much it is. So the gap is 1500. Beautiful. So now it's the time to explode, so I'll explode that. Selected an X space. No need for that. I can trim. Let me get rid of this, and I'll push that up. So that's the external line here. It's nice and easy. Now I need to offset it 200 inside, and then we need to offset that. Oops, it's again the radius, so fillet radius 0. And then here, and then we remove that one. Great, that's been done. That's the first chamfered here. You can do that with the chamfer command anyway. Same thing in here. Same thing in here. So again, it's a 1500 by a 1500. For some reason mirrors is on, so I have to get it off. Can just use trim if you like. So that's been done. Now I will have half circle from this point exactly to the it's actually to the inside. It's 2000. Okay, that's scary. So from center to center it should be extra 100 here, extra 100 here. Okay, so 2.2, if I want to draw that, just getting rid of those two things. So if I want to draw a line from this point to this point, that's the center. Which one is the center? This is the center. It should be a circle of 2200. Okay, and then 2100, and then a circle of 2000. Right. Yep, so this one is not really required. I can trim based on this guy, maybe this guy. Not cut, okay. No worries. Fillet radius 0 again to this guy and this guy. And just this guy and this guy. So it's been done in here. It's okay here. This line goes forever, so I'll just wait for it until I finish this. Another chamfer here without dimension, that means the same as this. I'll be lazy and copy those two things. Exactly. Can use fillet multiple. I don't know why I didn't pick M. And then that's okay, and then I think the rest is okay. Now we've done the outside boundary actually correct. Now we need to do the inside partitioning, so that closed. It's almost everywhere, not really. So the main hole is closed, main entry. So probably we need select this as an extend edge, and we need a couple of trims in here. So this should be deleted. This also should be deleted, by the way, to make them one line. And that should be extend or fill it together. This guy, I'll assume that they are corner. So corner with 4. Okay, that's 4. So we need an offset in here of 100. Each sides matching the properties. Just an assumption again. I'm gonna come back and fix it. It doesn't go to the end. And for some reason I shouldn't trim that all and extend it. So we have another one here and another one here, okay. And we have one continuous with the vertical one with number D. So the grid D, this one, sorry, that's 100 to the left and then 100 to the right, matching a property that oops, now you see I trimmed my axis by mistake, so it would be a good idea to lock it, but the problem is it's gonna mess up the entire thing because you don't need to offset from them. And all okay, so E actually should be extended. I'm gonna extend E, that's all, and I'm gonna extend that to it. Let's see how that goes. So E is okay. Here we have two things, so I'm gonna trim that. and I'm gonna copy that. So those are done. This one technically is done too, so not a biggie, that's okay. So we need to do this. I'm gonna do that in a couple of minutes, and then all that should be the staircase and then bath in here. So is it? Yep, bad place. Match property, and then I'm gonna trim from this guy, anything outside, hoping there is no line in extension. Yep, good. And then we come here to trim those couple of lines, removing this one, and yes, I think we need to extend this external wall, and then we trim back the remainings. Now we get this. Now we have to extend this one also. Alright, that's done. The only one thing still missing is this, and I'm giving you, it's a 4,000 from that face, and it's a 2.8 from that face. It's easily given. I think I have to extend some reason this one. Anyway, I'll do that. Let me do this first. So it's 4,000 from that point. I'll change the color temporarily, overriding the color which is not correct, not required. So that's the 4,000 and 2.8 here. So I'm going to draw a line from this point to this point. Remove those construction lines. Getting back my color to by layer. And that's from outside faces. I'm going to offset that to 100 inside. Okay, now it should, it should goes the same thing in here, so it's 1800. So, oh God, wait, again. So it's a line, it's 1800 here, near the main hall and the main entry, and of course in this one, which is I already miss. So look, it's here extra detail, because anyway, I'll go from this one exactly. I'm gonna extend those as if they goes forever, and then offset 200 probably. Yeah, I know it's a mess in here. Just fill it that like this. So in here it said offset 600 from that grid. As you can see, 600 from that grid, and specifically it's a 600 point, so that's intersection. This is the point we are actually talking about here, this point, this one. So no need for that axis anymore. So from this point to this guy, and then we offset that 200 again. I'm gonna remove everything in here, even this guy, and we need to trim anything in between them. So this is the crazy cut that we have in this exam. Done. Probably a fillet will help us to clean up this. That's all. Now, nothing to indicate where is that door, where is that wall, and where is that door, so they have to be in the middle. So again, from the middle, you have to use perpendicular here. I'll use mid anyway. Let me get back this to by layer. Let's go from the mid of this. I'll use mid of that. Should be perpendicular at some point. Yes, yes, that's my point. And offset 100 again, and I'm gonna remove that and then trim. That's my oopsie. That's my wall. I'll fillet that. And I'll trim those as such. Those are technically all internal and external walls, and probably we need to fillet this and that, getting rid of that line. Now we can just get rid of this also. All corners, just double check. You must double check, see, because you're gonna 100% gonna leave. Sorry, you're gonna forget some lines to trims, and then some people like me will hunt it for you when I correct your grades, when I correct your exam. So it's okay. It's look like good. Now the wall's done correctly. Now we have to do the opening, and I'll start up with the doors, and they are 1900 for this guy. Any double door in here? No, that's crazy, but okay. It doesn't specify where it is, so it's in the middle. We agreed on that. So, and it's again, you can use calculator. It's 950. Now, as long as we are not offsetting, it would be really wise to lock the grid or axis layer to prevent any accident during the trimming. That's the first door. Now the rest of the doors, 1100 in here. Okay, any indication of the door width? No, so 1100 for all. Okay, so I'm gonna start from here. Does it mention how much? The distance 200, but that's not forward. Anyway, let's double check again. That's in the middle, of course. Not given, not given, not given, not given. Okay. Again, not given and not giving. That's scary. That's you have the right to assume whatever you like, but I'm gonna assume it's 200. So starting from here, and then 1100. No. 1100. Great. Now here, and here, okay. So here, 200, and not here. So you need to copy, rotate, move. They are 200 by 200, okay. I can just simply mirror them. Then trim them. those done, this guy and this guy and this guy. Okay, so I'll copy this from the base point, making my life much easier, and here and here. You can take those and align them here, or just throw them from the middle, and offset that 950. Oops. Offset that 550. Sorry. Sorry. And then remove those. Oopsie. So trim. Now that's it for that, and I think here one door again, yes. Same thing, that's the door done. Same thing for the windows. I will just pause so the video will not be too long. So I'll just hit pause and do that. And after I finish here all the windows and door openings, I also added here the opening shown with a dashed line here for some arches in the plan. I also draw the door and the double door and the window that I used. And if you have any problem, guys, by drawing those, get back to my previous lectures. They are described in more detail. I just add those elliptical shape to distinguish the door and windows opening from the the opening itself, or the arch opening. One thing also, I noticed that I did something wrong. It's the distance that I gave you to offset from here to here. It's 900 and not 600. As I double checked, the 600 was for the opening itself. I discovered that when I like making this opening. So the 900, and then you have to repeat just to stretch that line up, and those have to be repeated. Anyway, and by doing this, we have all the opening ready for us. So probably now we need to go and create special layers for doors and windows, and let's see what's been done here. Door and window, and they are red. So I can create a layer and name it doors and windows, and it should be red, and a default 0.25. So close that. So now it would be a good idea to get all those and place them in layer 0 before we start blocking them. So block again, that's a door, it's doubled, and it's 1900, and it's in the plan. Base point. Only one copy of it, so you can place it here. This guy. And this guy, you have to place it almost everywhere. So we have two here. Anyway, good. Yep. We got to rotate that 180. So this one here, mirror that. And before I do this, we have those three. And eventually this, oops, that's been done. Oh, this one, yep, the most important one actually, and it's facing its right side, so this one. Now, in order to make this exactly in the wall, you have to use the align command. And that's the first here, that's the second to the second, and then you get it ready for you. Now the windows, so W, the width is I think 1700, isn't it? No, yes, yep, 1700. So it's a 1700, and it's plan. And the base point anywhere. I'll copy that. Generally the distance is here 400, while this one in the middle, just to highlight that for you if you haven't noticed that. Too big for the bathroom, I know. So that's it, basically. Now the last thing is to start up a layer, we call it hidden or dash for the arches. So dash and green, so layer, dash line, dashed line. And green 0.09. Basically here, wait, we need to load line type for it. So that's one, and that's two. Probably I need to change those line type scale individually. That's enough. And I'll copy those everywhere we have this elliptical cyan. So no need for this guy anymore. So that's it for the architectural opening, as you may see here. Now we need to do the landscape, so I'll start up with probably landscape cyan. Okay, so a layer again, new landscape, and it's cyan color, and it's continuous, of course, and I'll make it current, and it's basically a 16 1600 if my memory is still alive. Yeah, 1600 all around. So except in here, which should be interfering with the stairs itself. Okay, that might cause some problem for us, but anyway. So offset 1600 for now. Everywhere. Here now, and here, and here. It's okay. So here probably 1600 here, and here, and probably we need it also here and here. Beautiful. So fillet radius 0 will do the job. Have fillet multiple to save time. Okay, now I'm going to select those guys and all place them in the appropriate layer, which is landscape. Now probably it would be a good idea to draw the stairs, but stairs here have a layer, stairs and steps, so you can just define that. Some students draw it in the landscape. It's okay, especially for the outside, I mean. So red and default, okay. So stairs, and it's just red with a default value. So in here it's basically 1500 to flush that with it, and then another 1500. So I'm gonna just draw that and then offset it 1500. That's leaving me with a 300 step as such, and it's locked here, and then offset it 50 mil to make the handrail, probably another offset in here. And on this side same. I was really afraid it's different, but it is the same here. And that's it, that's the thing, and we have yep, now I offset this 1600 easily, and another 1600, let's say from here, fillet those together to get the effect or the shape we are looking for. Nice and easy. On the other side it's again 1 2 3 4 5 6, so just a line and another line in here. Probably fillet will do the best, and offset 300. That's 1 2 3 4 3 4 5 and 6, and probably we need offset 50, so in here that's it. So now those can be, at least give us a good imagination or where they can end, and they end actually to the exactly 7,000, so I can offset that 7,000 that way, leaving us with the need to, that's mine, and this one have to be drawn, so we have to draw the landscape, the external fence, in order to complete that. And it's okay for the external Yes, exactly, for the walkway I mean. So I'll create a layer. Before, probably we need to look at the specification of that layer. It's a fence, it's magenta, it's okay. So layer, new, and it's fence and magenta. Okay, and default, current. So we have, again, it's a 400 mil and it's all around, but I hate this axis or grid. It's actually being locked, so we need to unlock them so I can just push the grid away of the work area. Those guys. Okay, back to PDF. It's 7,000 by 400, so 400, those two lines, and then we have 2.6 from the walkway, 2,600 offset, and then offset 400, of course, and then you go up, same thing, 2,600, oops, offset 2,600, come on, it's a 2,600, and then offset a 400, and then probably you can just fillet those together, quickly place them in the fence. Same thing here, fillet those guys and place them. On the far end left, it's again 1600, 2.6 again, okay. And then offset 400, place them, fillet them. So that's almost it with the midterm. The rest is just adding hatch text and dimension. And here it's a 8,000, so it's at 8,000. Fillet those guys together, trim them. I need a line for any other crazy command. That in the landscape. Sorry. And same thing here. It's just an extension of those, and there's a landscape, some weird shape. Anyway, that's a line here, and then a line here, line here, and then a line here. Match. This goes to a landscape, and that's good. Now we need to open those, and then another line here, a line here, and it's really sound good. So extend. I'll draw that. That's just a landscape here. It's again, need to trim that in here, and then extend it again, so those can be like that. So that's about it for making for making the building and the external walkway around it and the fence. The rest is technically a set of hatches and dimension. We have this one also, and we also have this. It's like a beam or cantilever or no. So 500 by 500 offset, so it's easy. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and then fillet multiple, of course. And you need to trim those guys away. Match property. Let's from this layer to those. And here also we need just a line. Another line here. They are both placed in that's all wrong. Okay, crooked line, same thing here. And it's 11. And then I think it's 200. Match. And then it's 1025. And then 200. And then you need a rectangle. It's 200 by 200. I'll just put it in the columns or in a wall layer. Placing that at the edges, probably we need to hatch it with a solid pattern. That means we need the layer for the hatch. Let's say white in 0.05. So hatch, it's white, it's just a white color, 0.05. So hatch and select object, of course, in this case. Copy that and move that to here. Probably no, should be here exactly. And then you need to keep copy paste that and repeat it till you reach to the end. So I'll leave that for you guys. Too lazy to do it. And here hatch, of course. Just if you don't know how to do the hatch, just turn off. Things might stand up in your way, like this one. Go to edge space and pick up the correct, I think it's sand or something, not concrete, sand, yeah. And pick point in this case. And if you don't see it, it's okay, just select it and in the scale, just see, that's it. It won't take more than seconds out of your time, so you can even place them here and there and use match property to fix the scale issue. Hatch here, I don't know what that look like, a brick. This one, maybe 5. And for walls, that's a solid, of course, for the columns. For walls, don't ever forget, guys, to turn off the grid or the axis, otherwise it's going to be a really painful process. Let's say 10 maybe, and zoom in. You know what to do, just keep clicking around. So almost that's it. We've done the hatch. Text, again, just T-space, and zoom in and place that. I think it's 250 if I wasn't wrong, and just office. You have to place that, of course, in the correct layer, because just I didn't create a layer, just to show you the text and the dimension. Finally, I show you how to do it. And if you need any help, just go back to the previous lecture about hatch, text, and dimension to do that. That's basically, guys, the midterm, and I wish that you find this video useful. Thank you very much for watching me, and have a good day. Bye bye.